The word epic gets thrown around an awful lot, but it's rare to see a portable game that is worthy of such a lofty distinction. Kratos' latest adventure doesn't let the small stature of the PSP hold it back from delivering the brutal combat and breathtaking visuals the series is known for. This is an absolutely incredible looking game, and smooth controls make it a savage delight to tear the mythical minions who stand in your way limb from bloody limb. A few small issues do show the limitations of the PSP, and the game doesn't really form its own identity until the final section. But Ghost of Sparta is still a great representation of the brutal franchise that does justice to Kratos' deadly exploits.
After the Great War with the Titans, the Oracle had foretold the demise of the Olympian gods and the destruction of Olympus. She saw that it would be brought about not by the hands of the Titans, who thirsted for revenge, but by the hands of a mortal, a marked warrior.
Kratos' quest is no longer fueled by a need to kill a specific god who has mistakenly messed with the wrong mortal. Rather, you must search for Kratos' missing brother and put to rest the memories that have haunted him since they were separated years earlier. The events take place between the first two games in the series, and they not only set up the downfall of the Olympic gods, but further flesh out the backstory of this vengeance-fueled protagonist. Although the slowly developing story does a fine job of pulling you along, it's the outstanding visuals that provide the requisite wow factor. Without exaggeration, this game is jaw-dropping. The sense of scale is absolutely stunning, using a variety of clever camera techniques to make you feel like a diminutive man in a world that houses titans. What's really impressive is how close the gameplay visuals match up with the pre-rendered cinemas. The attention to detail is a marvel, and strong artistic design ties the whole thing together.
Not before I find Deimos.
Be wise, my son, and turn back now.
Unfortunately, the limitations of the PSP crop up sometime. There's certain segments where there's so much going on that it's hard to see Kratos amid all the chaos. But overall, this is a sight to behold. The combat continues the trend of shrinking the console experience to the small screen. Swinging your blades feels just as brutal as you would imagine, and it's easy to leap out of the way at the last second and retaliate with a deadly blow from your swords or a burst of magical might. The abilities you unlock during your journey are fairly predictable, but they do a good job of injecting some variety into your visceral carnage. But just like the visuals sometimes push the system a little too far, the combat has a few issues as well. There are many times where you have to rapidly tap the LNR triggers to succeed, or be precise with the analog nub, and these bits are tedious and feel quite awkward. But by and large, Ghost of Sparta feels great, making a blast to tear your enemies to bits. In between your bloodshed are puzzles that give you a chance to rest your muscles and flex your brain might. These thoughtful sequences are well integrated with the core action, presenting just enough challenge to make it rewarding to complete these tasks without ever overstaying their welcome. Because of the small screen, there are times when it can be tough to see the specific object you need to interact with, but these are usually well-designed sequences that complement the violent battles quite well. The boss fights are one of the few elements that cannot live up to what you would experience in the console versions. It's still fun to take down these imposing meanies, but they're pretty darn easy, and don't come close to what the series is known for. But there's no reason to dwell on a few stumbles in this great action game. It's incredible not only how close to the console game Ghost of Sparta is, but also how fun it is from beginning to end. Within seconds of firing up Kratos' quest to save his brother, you will immediately remember why this series is so revered. The excellent visuals and satisfying combat are the easiest elements to point out, but the overall experience is so engaging that it's difficult to put down once you get started.